Everyone. Hello, good morning. Welcome to Live Art Wednesdays. I'm Tricia Roberts and I'm here with the Plymouth Art Center. I do want to say this will be our last live art with the red and orange and yellow curtains. We are moving, so there'll be a new backdrop soon. I'm just gonna talk a little bit until we get a few people on before we get started. So we are moving. So our live art dates for the rest of 2020, so for the rest of this year, which feels incredible to say that as well. We're gonna take off next week for Thanksgiving weekend. We are going to come back December 2nd, 9th, and 16th. Okay, so right in the middle for some fun holiday and winter crafts. Now, if you are enjoying these videos and are wanting to get all the materials together, we are having our ornament take then make event through the Plymouth Art Center too. So all we ask is that you pre-register with us. You have 3 different options of ornaments. You can make a yarn Christmas tree, which is great for littles. There's a popsicle snowman, which is great for middles, as I would say. And then we have the Joy embroidery hoop ornament, which I actually have with me. So I will show you that one. The bow for this one is a little bit different, but here is, it's backwards, I know. Here is the Joy hoop ornament. So you pick which kits you'd like to take home with you. So again, we ask that you limit it to 1 per family member. But if you want to get a kit for the whole family and do it as a family activity, we really encourage that too. So you register online or give us a call, and we will have all those kits ready to go for you and packaged. And then you pick them up December 4th or December 5th. So all of that information is on our website. It's on our Facebook page. You can give us a call and talk to Dana or Carrie Lynn, and they can help you get all of that sorted as well. So again, that's free to you. It's completely free. So check it out. We typically do it before the holiday parade in Plymouth, but this year with our constraints, combo, new word, we are doing it as a take-home kit instead. Now let's say you need a little extra help versus just the written directions. Don't worry, I'm gonna make a step-by-step video for each of the ornaments so you can do them along with me if you'd like. Okay, so we've got that going on. We have our beautiful gallery open right now. Our hours, again, are 10 to 4 Tuesday through Friday and 12 to 3 Saturday and Sunday. We also have our Celtic Christmas concert upcoming the 21st and 22nd. Those are advanced sale only because they really are careful about how they're seating people. So if you're looking for a holiday concert to go to, the Celtic group at the PAC does a beautiful, beautiful job. Brings me to tears every year. I always love to hear them practice too when I'm at work. So give that a chance. Give us a call. Get your seats registered and yeah. Get into the holiday spirit. Okay, enough chitter chatter for me. Oh, wait, one more thing. If you didn't know, not only are we on Facebook, we do have an Instagram and we do have a YouTube channel. So I've been working really hard at getting all of our past Making Wednesdays, our Live Art Wednesdays videos up on the YouTube channel. You can catch some past concerts. You can catch some past Mill Street reviews or summer series. We have a whole bunch of content on our YouTube. So if you're looking back or wanting to do some of the activities because you haven't had time, you're looking for some great music to listen to, or you remember a concert that you really loved, go check out our YouTube channel, see if it's there. And enjoy that as well. So, okay, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, we're all over social media. Maybe we're gonna get on TikTok, we'll see. Fingers crossed. Okay, that being said, today we have leaf art. The first project I'm gonna show you is great for our little friends. And if you were like, I'm gonna just show you. If you're like me, I spent the last 2 days raking, and I wake up this morning and there's 100 leaves back in my yard. Okay, so maybe you've been raking as much as I have, which if you have, this is a great activity. Go outside, collect those leaves, and we're gonna make a leaf wreath. Okay, this will be great to hang on a door if you're interested. It's also going to pair really well with our other craft today, and that can be kind of a centerpiece for a dinner table, or you know, in an entertainment center, a buffet, something like that. So I'm going to get started here. What you're going to need for our leaf wreath, okay, paper bag of some kind. I'm using a dinner plate as a tracing guide. You're going to need a bunch of leaves, different colors here. You're gonna need some glue, liquid Elmer's glue, glue stick. I'm actually gonna use my Mod Podge since I have it for my other craft. That'll help it all stick really well. And then a scissors, which I have right here. Okay, and something to draw with. So our first step, again, would be collecting all of our leaves. So get your little buddies out there, go collect your leaves. I would say probably like 15 to 20 is a good number, just because when you're arranging them, you want to have some options. I also, this is our neighbor's tree. Their big tree in the front has these big brown leaves. I was lucky enough to find bits and parts of some red leaves yet, so those will be a nice touch. Our other neighbor's tree is a maple. I'm pretty sure this is a maple leaf, but I found a bunch of yellow ones, and I still look at this huge green one. I thought this was really cool, so this might be the centerpiece of my wreath. Something else you can do with littles as you're picking up, or yourself, you know, picking up leaves, is you can find ones with some texture, and you can talk about what you think made the teeth marks in this, or the bite marks, right? This might have been a caterpillar, another bug. I don't know much, but it kind of looks like a caterpillar. But it's really cool to see that kind of webbing in there from where the insect or the bug ate. So that would be what I would be talking to Hugh about if he was here with me today. Okay, step 2, after we collect our leaves and our other materials, we're going to trace a plate. Now I picked this plate because it's got the outer edge that's easy to trace, and it's got the inner one, okay? So I'm gonna do the outer one first. Give it a good trace. Just double checking that you guys can see me here. At any point too, if you have a question, even if this isn't live, if it's after the fact, I go back and I check videos. So if you have a question, let me know and I can come back and answer it too. Okay, so I have a big circle in the middle. Then I'm going to go around and trace my smaller circle too. This is a little bit trickier just because it's under the lip. And there's probably a smarter way to do this, but this is how I am doing it today. Okay. And again, you can choose to do the inner circle using the plate. I like the proportion of the wreath that we'll get after we cut it. So that is why I'm choosing to do it this way. You don't have to worry about marking weird, because you can always flip it over if you get ink everywhere like I am. Just to give myself a good idea. Now, if you are doing this with littles and they want to be as hands-on as possible, which I appreciate, you can have them rip, okay? Rip the paper bag. Okay, you can see how well my tracing in the middle went. Not super well, but I have a pretty good idea, okay? So, again, I'm going to use the scissors because I'm an adult and I can use the scissors. But if you're working with littles and you want them to be more hands-on with this project, I would suggest having them rip, right? Perhaps you cut out the middle and they rip on the outside. It'll give it a cool texture. It'll give it a, you know, more natural outline. This craft may look familiar to you if you've taken one of our toddler art classes. Bianca, Jamie, and I miss our toddler art class. We miss everyone who attends. We're hopefully going to do a virtual class coming up here. It's all in the works. Okay, I have the handle here, which I'm going to try kind of cutting around so it can act as maybe my hanger. Didn't even think about that. That's exciting. Okay, just gonna rip this here. I'm gonna keep my handle here on the bag as my wreath hanger. There. Okay. Do you see that? Little happy surprise there. I'm gonna just cut this out a little bit more. Keep the circle shape. If you're an adult and you like making wreaths or you like hanging wreaths, we have Alexis Harden who does awesome wreath class. She's actually doing either a porch or a centerpiece, a wooden box decor class on December 5th. So you should come check us out for that. Okay, now remember, if we're cutting out the circle, it's always nice to crease a little bit and give yourself a cut in the middle. The best part about using a paper bag is that it's really forgiving. If it crinkles a little bit, that's okay. Using paper bags too are great for littles because it gives them a little bit of a thicker texture, so it's easier to manipulate. It's not thin like paper. The sounds that it makes too, you can really do some sensory play. And with the scraps, they can work on folding, crinkling, again, anything to manipulate their hands and build that hand strength is really important. Okay, see you later plate, see you later scissors. Here we go, this is what I have. Now yours may not look like this. You may not have had a handle on your bag, but again, I'm just keeping the handle because this is a great way to be able to hang the wreath. Okay, so our next step, really simple. If you've got glue, pull that out. If you're gonna use Mod Podge like me, you can pull that out too. But before we put any sort of glue on, I'm going to just take a quick minute to plan out my wreath. So one way is to plan before, the other way is to just kind of go for it. So I'm gonna sit here for a minute and kind of decide where I'm going to put different things. You know, I wanna include colors in different places. And then I'm gonna kind of stick my brown in to fill the gaps. But this is gonna be very cute. You could also do this if you wanted it to last with artificial leaves. Now, I had a little bit of a struggle going to the store the other day. Okay, so I did my planning, and then I'm going to kind of just move everything up so I know where it goes. Again, hopefully you guys can see me. I'm gonna tilt my camera just a little bit. Okay, there we go. I went to the craft store the other day to pick out materials for our next project, which we'll talk about. And they were already like full-blown Christmas. No more fall foliage. So we'll talk about what we're gonna do instead with our glass here. Okay, so I'm smearing my glue. If you have Elmer's glue, that's great. You know, do a little drizzle. You want the leaves to stick. I'm just gonna paint mine right now with Mod Podge. This is what we're using for our next project. Paintbrush, really easy. You could also, right, for littles, if they are doing this project with you, squirting out some Elmer's liquid glue and then putting it in a container and having them use a paintbrush is another great way to be working on their fine motor skills. Okay, and then I'm gonna start sticking them on. So I'm choosing to put this big green one up at the top to kind of hide my handle. You could pull out some yarn if you have it. You could pull out a pipe cleaner. You could use more of the paper bag to make a handle if that's kind of the look that you're going for. If it's not, have no fear. You don't have to put a handle on it. I'm just kind of an option. Okay, and I like to do things really symmetrical. That's just how my brain kind of works. So mine probably will look different than your child's. And I would just say, like, let them have free reign. You can talk about patterning if your kid's a little older, like what goes next to what. You could talk about design choices and why, you know, at what stage the leaf is at, right? So my brown leaves might be a little bit older than my green leaves. And so it's a great way to talk about the leaf cycle, right? Or the life cycle of trees and what's happening outside. Sticking these on. Let's see, what should I do next? I think I have a bunch of yellow, so I'm gonna put some more yellow in here. Yellow leaf. Almost done. A brown. Do another brown. This one's kind of a greeny brown. That works. Again, I'm finding that maybe I didn't prepare enough leaves. So again, 15 to 20, you want to have more than enough, especially when you start gluing, because you want to make sure that you have a bunch here. These yellow ones are popping though. Very pretty, very pretty. Yeah, put my red one down here. And you might see like you've got a little hole here or there that you want to cover. Something else too, after it dries just a little bit, what I would do is put like a book or two on top just to help it flatten a little bit and help the glue adhere. But I'm gonna lift this just so you can see. This one's not sticking super well. And again, adding a little bit more glue can't hurt. Get it to stick. I was chit-chatting and my Mod Podge dried a little bit as I was going here. Again, instead of using Mod Podge, I would probably use just normal school glue. Okay, but look at that. Look at how pretty that is. Okay, so you can put this on the door. You could hang it. I like to hang things. You guys can't really see. We have these cute built-ins. So I like to hang them up on the hooks, things like that. And just decorate your home, maybe give it away as a present. Again, very easy, very simple. If you have glue and a scissors, you've got everything probably that you need at home to make one of these, okay? So that's our wreath, that's our leaf wreath. Whew, that's fun to say, leaf wreath. All right, our second project today, to just wipe down a little bit here, is our Mod Podge glass candle holder. Now, I was really hoping, again, when I went to the store to find artificial fall colored leaves, and I didn't find them. And I was really bummed and I started panicking. I was like, okay, what are we gonna do? So then I ended up going to Target just to look for more ideas to see if they had anything. And I found this really fun, like single-use tablecloth. That's what it's called. So, and it has all these fun shapes, and I was like, you know what, I think we can make this work. So what I did is I bought the tablecloth, which I will be using for family dinner soon. And it's fun too, because you can have your kids color at the table and on the tablecloth. So I bought one of these, and then I cut out the leaves, some leaves, and some acorns, because I thought those were really cute, and I thought I could do a cute design. I also bought this glass, it was $1. So again, Target for the win for this project. What we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of give this a frosted look with the Mod Podge. I'm using a matte versus a glossy. Again, if you want a little bit more shine, use a glossy or a semi-gloss. Yeah, and we're gonna work on making a candle holder. Okay, so what you need for this, paintbrush, Mod Podge, whatever you're using to attach. I considered using just like leaves from outside, but I'm worried about the molding. Just because there is moisture in them. I wanted this to be something that could last. I was a little bit worried about kind of like the spoiling of the leaves, and we don't want that. So I have paper leaves that I cut out of our one-time use tablecloth. You could use fabric. So if you have like leftover fall fabric, you could cut that out to stick on. Lots of different options when it comes to Mod Podge, okay? The other teacher tip that I have, if you can see, when I cut this out, I left the whole black line. Some people like to cut on the black line. I think it gives it a cool look if you cut just around the black line. That way, if you get a little close, I think on one of my acorns, not this one, right here. You can see at the bottom, right, I got a little close, but you still have the whole acorn in that, okay? So again, just like a little teacher tip, cutting right around the black line kind of highlights the object. All right, when we're doing Mod Podge, if you've never done Mod Podge before, you can make your own, sort of. It doesn't work maybe as well, but it still works pretty well at home with Elmer's glue, the liquid glue, and water. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to paint on my glass first, okay? Now, it won't dry like this. It'll dry a little bit differently. But it's still important to make sure you get enough on there. And then I'm going to put my first leaf. And again, I'm just gonna do it on the bottom of the glass. I'm not gonna do the whole thing. And we're doing it on, I'm sorry, you can't even see me. I'm just placing it and pushing it on the outside of the glass. And I'm choosing to do mine on the outside of the glass versus the inside of the glass because I want to be able to have the opportunity to use either a real candle or a fake, like tea light. So I'm gonna just start decorating my glass. I'm taking the Mod Podge about halfway up, trying to keep that consistent, okay? And again, I'm going to put a nice coat around the bottom first, okay, to put my decorations on. Maybe we'll do like this. Cute little acorns here. Gotta keep going. And again, it should stick on pretty well. We're gonna do another coat on top. That'll kind of seal that in. Again, just kind of painting. We're gonna do 2 acorns together here. Then I'm gonna put on my next leaf and then my final acorn. So again, what I didn't talk about is I kind of planned this out before I started, you know, to have an idea of what I wanted to do. I'm excited for what I picked because I think it'll look nice with the leaves being white to use a colored candle inside. I'm hoping that the color will shine through. I have just one little spot left here. I might go like this. There we go. Okay. So here you go. My first step, again, halfway up with the glass. Okay, and then I stick on those paper leaves and acorns that I cut out. Our next step would be covering, okay? So you wanna be really gentle with this. Typically you let it dry a little bit longer, but for sake of time, I'm just gonna really gently paint over, okay? And I'm gonna go with the first one that I placed just because that's had a little bit longer time to dry. And again, I'm just gently painting over and on top of that item to seal it in. And I might go onto the bottom, right? Because my lip is kind of hanging down. You wanna make sure too that you're painting them on flat. You're using light coats. Whoopsie. That's what I was afraid of. Sticking just a little bit here. That's okay, we can fix it. We can fix it. Excellent. If you get Mod Podge on yourself, it will come off. Don't worry, again, it's a glue mixture, so it's pretty easily washable. And then after we finish painting and just like sealing those items on, we have to let it dry. So this is what'll take a little bit of time, because you want to let it dry. And then I would suggest doing maybe one more coat. Kind of see how it dries, decide if you want to do another coat or not, but I would typically do 2 coats on the top just to make sure you didn't miss anything, that it's evenly spread. And again, I'm using really, really light coats. So you can see it's got this like frosty kind of appearance. You can choose if you want the frosty appearance all the way up to the top. You can do that. I'm considering a couple things. I made a bow, so I'm considering, gluing my bow on there like this, okay, to give it that little cute appeal. You could also like hot glue or Mod Podge on a ribbon right around the middle to kind of separate. So that would look like, let me grab this. I might use a little bit of a thinner one just for the size of the glass. But you can see here, okay, like that's a really cute look too. So again, maybe a thinner ribbon would be nice. Okay, you let that dry, and when it's all dry, you take your candle, you take your tea light, whatever you want to use, tuck it in, and then it should glow. So mine's a little bit big. I might prefer to use a smaller candle or a tea light. Now, let's say you've done both of these projects, okay? Our little tea light holder or candle holder, our wreath. You lay the wreath down in the middle of your table, like so. Boom, perfect size, candle in the middle. Come check this out. You and your child, or just you on your own, or maybe just your child on their own. Makes a beautiful, beautiful centerpiece. Okay. Thank you all so much for joining me today. We hope you have a wonderful holiday season. We're kicking you off. So I hope it's a great one for you and your family, that you're healthy. Today's also Veterans Day, so happy Veterans Day. You know, we love and support our veterans, and we really appreciate all of the sacrifices that they've made for us. Check out our ornament making, check out our gallery show, check out Celtic. We've got a lot going on with the PAC, and we're trying to serve you in the best way possible. So be well. We'll see you December 2nd, okay? And yeah, have a great week. Bye, everyone.